A final reel for Your Ears Only. I'm David Alpern.
I'm Melissa Axelberth with a quote from the news. I so want him to come. I've already talked to his sister. I sent a message through his neighbor in New York. That was Rio de Janeiro Mayor Eduardo Paes on his efforts to get a Woody Allen film made there, including paying all production costs. Now this.
Are you political, Mr. Gaines?
No, sir.
Good. We have no tolerance for politics at the White House.
I'm Cecil Gaines. I'm the new butler.
You hear nothing, you see nothing. You only serve.
I never understood what you all really went through. You changed my heart.
On the 50th anniversary of the momentous March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom, an extraordinary all-star Hollywood feature vies with all the TV documentaries to remind Americans of this country's bloody past and progress on civil rights. Lee Daniels' The Butler is based on the true story of a black White House server for 8 presidents with a family connection of his own to that era of such huge change.
The film's ensemble cast includes Forrest Whitaker, Oprah Winfrey, and Robin Williams, to name just a few. And to talk about it and some other recent releases for Your Ears Only, we're joined again by Jan Wahl, entertainment editor for San Francisco's KCBS Radio. Welcome back to the show, Jan.
Thank you, Melissa. Hi, David.
Let's begin with The Butler. You called that interesting but complicated.
Oh, it is so good. And yes, it's complicated in a way that makes your mind think and touches your heart. What could be better? It's about White House butler Cecil Gaines, who learned to survive his long, complicated life. His life is complicated. Half of the movie is that. The other half, though, is the civil rights movement, made personal and relatable by the involvement of Gaines' oldest son in it. I hope young people see this and become stimulated to go deeper into history, especially the Woolworth sit-ins when blacks weren't allowed to sit at the counter, and all the things that you see in this made so personal. Forrest Whitaker and Oprah Winfrey ground the movie with affecting, engaging performances. Some of the trick casting of the presidents, a little, I don't know, don't work completely, but the story and the filmmaking is strong enough to make up for it.
There was some controversy over casting anti-war activist Jane Fonda as Nancy Reagan. The 30,000 complaints on just one particular Facebook page. But taking Vietnam-era politics out of it, how does she do?
Oh, she does wonderfully. That's part of the fun. Jane Fonda is Nancy Reagan. You know, this is a fine actress, Jane Fonda. She's proved herself time and time again. You are so involved in what's going on and rooting for the main character. You know, the wonderful thing about Forrest Whitaker's performance is you root for him. And again, it's that the humanness of the entire story that is so perfect now that we're celebrating the 50th year of the March on Washington. This really makes it come home to all of us who were involved in it and new people involved in it. It's really important.
Let's move on to Jobs, about the visionary Apple founder Steve Jobs and the other side of his life. What other side does it show?
Oh, this is such a good movie, and people are telling me that they don't. My colleagues have told me they don't like Jobs. Well, I disagree with them. I was hoping this movie about Steve Jobs would illuminate the dark side of his genius, and you know what? It does. We not only meet the eccentric entrepreneur obsessed with supplying us with personal computers. I mean, he's completely obsessed. But we see the other side of him, impossible, difficult, self-centered. Ashton Kutcher, I had no idea this guy could act. Well, he was far better than I thought possible as Jobs. I saw it with a bunch of Apple people, and they agreed that he definitely got the kind of, a lot of them said that when they saw Jobs walking down the hall, they'd run the other way. They wouldn't get in an elevator with him. I mean, he was a very hard guy to get along with and created a lot of fear in his workers. But you know what? This is very well done, the way Ashton does it. Now, this is just the story of Apple, Steve's rise and fall and rise again, and it's about boardroom politics. So if you want to understand about how boardroom politics work and how a guy like Steve made this company, and Wozniak is beautifully played by Josh Gad, who I saw on Broadway in the Book of Mormon. He's a terrific actor. So this is our neighborhood here in the Bay Area, and it's a movie so worth seeing. So I hope people check out Jobs.
Let's talk about Austinland. You compare it to the movie Westworld, so remind us what that one was about and how this one compares.
great, Melissa. Yeah. Well, Westworld or Jurassic Park. The idea of having a resort that lets you live your fantasies out, right? So that is what I was thinking this was going to be, because Austenland, it's a very good idea. It's about a young woman played by wonderful Kerry Russell, who was in Waitress and is such a good actress. Well, here she's this girl who is completely nuts for all things Jane Austen, and so she goes to this resort that creates the world of Jane Austen for you. And I'm telling you, if the British had made this movie, they would have made it smart and funny and witty. Unfortunately, this is not any of those things. I almost feel like I could hear them in the production meetings saying, dumb it down, nobody knows Jane Austen, because they really ruined a chance for a wonderful film. So if you can swallow your pride and face your prejudice, this is an outworn. Thank you very much, David. I appreciate that. Anyway, even Jennifer Coolidge can't save this Austen light, so I would stay away from it.
Final question. Why is the web world so angry over Ben Affleck being cast as the next Batman, and what's your view?
Those people they get very sensitive about things. Well, I'm a huge fan, and I've met him and interviewed him, and he's so intelligent, really a smart man, and he does great work, as we know. Whatever, maybe he'll show Batman having a problem in his life or something deeper than what we're used to.
Movie critic and KCBS Radio entertainment editor Jan Wahl. You can find her at janwahl.com. That's JANWAHL.com.
It's time for justice. It's the bell of freedom. It's all about love to me. I'm running in the all is mine.
Peter, Paul, and Mary at the 1963 March on Washington. And this has been For Your Ears Only.